As part of the American Cities Climate Challenge, we partnered with OUC and the Science Center to bring the Orlando Tiny Greenhouse today. Visitors have an opportunity to engage in a lot of cool interactive features that will be guiding them on how to save money and reduce their environmental impact. Even though this technology has evolved, not everybody can afford EV or solar right now, so there's a lot of other great highlights of low cost and no cost opportunities to save residents money that you'll learn about when you visit the home. And the greenhouse is on wheels, so we're going to be able to take it around the community and have people enjoy it and learn from it in various different areas of our community.
Trailing thoughts from Bumpy Path. This is such a friendly neighborhood because people have been aggressively waving at me a lot today. What is that sound I keep hearing behind me? Oh, I'm dragging a child's kite. How long have I been dragging that for? And why didn't any of these nice people tell me?
This song hits home for me. You see a lot of violence outside and you get used to it after a while.
For the past 4 weeks, we have been teaching the kids about telling their own story. You know, they listen to music all the time and they don't recognize that a lot of these artists and stuff like that they're really just telling their own story through lyrical pieces.
Our goal each and every day is to get every single young king to tap into his ability and his voice, to constantly allow them to, feel more comfortable even in those spaces that might not be as safe, but to be brave and to speak up for those things that they know they need to vocalize.
So I really want them to find their internal value, find things that they're passionate about through this program.
Good afternoon and welcome to the January 24th, 2024 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We are going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, both led today by Commissioner Bakari Burns. Commissioner.
All right, thank you, Mayor. If you all are so inclined, please bow your heads and join me in the word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today as members of the Orlando City Council, we ask for your guidance and wisdom in all of our deliberations and decisions. Grant us the insight to serve our community with compassion and understanding and the strength to act in the best interest of all of our residents. We pray for unity and cooperation among us as we work together for the betterment of our city. May our actions reflect fairness and justice, and may we always seek to promote peace and harmony in our community. Bless our city with prosperity, safety, and well-being, and help us to be good stewards of the resources entrusted to us. May we be mindful of the needs of all of our citizens, especially the most vulnerable among us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
Okay, I'm so used to saying Madam Clerk. Let's see if I can get this right and call the meeting to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll and make a determination of a quorum?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan?
Here.
Commissioner Hill?
Here.
Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Okay, let's take up for consideration the meeting minutes of the agenda review and city council meetings of January 8th, 2024. Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And we will go right to awards and presentations and recognition. So today we are celebrating two retiring members of our Public Works team who have a combined years of service with the city of Orlando of 84 years. That's going to be hard to replace. So I'd like to call on our Public Works Director, Corey Knight. He's not one of the retirees. He is going to introduce the retirees, which are Kevin Houlihan and Leanne Snipes.
Yes, although one of my staff just told me, are you sure you're going to be able to read this? So nothing like making me feel old, but I said I'll try not to do it with my glasses on. So Mayor, Commissioner, and esteemed guests, today is a special occasion as we gather to celebrate the careers of two individuals who have left an indelible mark on the city of Orlando. We are here to bid farewell and express our deepest gratitude to Kevin Houlihan and Leanne Snipes, whose combined 84 years of dedicated service have significantly contributed to the betterment of our community. First, we bid farewell to a true stalwart of the City of Orlando Solid Waste Division, Kevin Houlihan. In his impressive 41 years of service, Kevin's journey from a humble welder to the position of section supervisor has been nothing short of extraordinary. Kevin's commitment to the city has been unwavering, serving under 4 different mayors and adapting seamlessly to the changing dynamics of Orlando's physical and political landscape. His versatility was evident as he excelled in 2 distinct solid waste facilities, showcasing resilience and a commitment to excellence in every role. Beyond his professional achievements, Kevin's impact on the workplace was profound. His infectious laughter, jovial nature, and unwavering support fostered a sense of camaraderie that has transcended office boundaries. Across 6 different solid waste division managers, Kevin's fingerprints are found, leaving a legacy of efficiency and excellence. As we bid farewell to Kevin, we celebrate the well-deserved retirement that awaits him. Although we will miss his physical presence in our office, his legacy lives on in the hearts of those who had the privilege of working alongside of him. In recognition of his exceptional service, dedication, and leadership, we pay tribute to Kevin Houlihan. Thank you for making the city of Orlando a better place. May your retirement be filled with joy, laughter, and the companionship of loved ones. Congratulations, Kevin, on a well-deserved retirement. May your years ahead be as vibrant and fulfilling as the Corvettes you so passionately admire. Cheers to you, and may your legacy continue to inspire us all. Mayor Dyer, will you do the honor of reading his proclamation?
Well, Corey, I would do that if I had a proclamation. Do you have one? Why don't I just come down there?
What row? We can make sure that'll happen.
Okay, Kevin, the City of Orlando is proud of the service rendered by its employees who have contributed in no small measure to the enhancement of the City Beautiful as one of the most progressive cities in the nation. Progress in municipal government is predicated for the greatest part upon the loyalty and efficiency of the employees and on their ability to carry out their duties in the highest tradition of public service. On the occasion of your retirement from the employee of the City of Orlando after 41 years of service, the Orlando City Council wishes to express its esteem of the sterling qualities manifested in your devotion and loyalty to the City of Orlando. Now, therefore, I proclaim grateful appreciation for your long and honorable record of faithful service with the City of Orlando and extend best wishes for good health and happiness.
Move that out of the way.
Fun.
Come on, make it a party.
All right.
Make it a party.
Oh,
Somebody's picking up trash today.
that's the guy.
I
love it.
I'm gonna make it.
He wants to look a good man. Hey.
We'll do it again soon. I got it. Don't worry about me. Here, get it.
I was told to say something, just don't say a lot. Anyway, it's been a marvelous 41 years. I am truly thankful for everything I have done and accomplished and the people I've met. They are the greatest people in the world, and they'll always be in my heart for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Next, we say our goodbyes to Leanne Snipes, who has dedicated an impressive 43 years of service to the city of Orlando. Leanne began her journey in 1980, where she excelled to become the records custodian and supervisor of the records section, developing and teaching training classes to arson investigators, officers, communications staff, and inspectors of the fire department in report writing and subpoena witness management for over 25 years. As she rose through the ranks in the fire department, she was instrumental in modernizing the reporting systems and achieved significant cost savings for the city. In 2011, she transitioned to Public Works and as an administrative assistant. Along with her duties, she has also helped with right-of-way coordination effort with all the utilities and communication companies. She takes great pride in this service that she provided to the residents, businesses, developers, other municipalities, and city management. Beyond her professional achievements, Leanne actively was engaged in volunteer work, showcasing her compassion and dedication. Leanne has also participated on several local and state boards during her tenure with the city. As Leanne embarks on a well-deserved retirement, she leaves behind a legacy of professionalism, innovation, and community service. We'll miss her expertise, but wish her the very best in the new chapter of joy, adventure, and family time. Thank you, Leanne, for your outstanding service, and congratulations on your retirement. Mayor Dial, will you do this honor of reading a proclamation for Leanne?
Leanne, and this is surprisingly very close to the last one that I just read. So, Leanne, on the occasion of your retirement from the employ of the City of Orlando after 43 years of service, the Orlando City Council wishes to express its esteem of the sterling qualities manifested in your devotion and loyalty to the City of Orlando. Progress in municipal government is predicated for the greatest part upon the loyalty and efficiency of the employees and on their ability to carry out their duties in the highest tradition of public service. Now therefore I proclaim grateful appreciation for your long and honorable record of faithful service with the City of Orlando and extend best wishes for good health and happiness.
A lot of y'all up there aren't just commissioners to me, you're my friends. And I hope that you know anytime that you call Public Works, you're going to get help. And I have a great replacement. His name's David Varag. So we're not going to let you down. It's going to be seamless. You're going to get all the help for your constituents. And I want to tell you first, I want to thank God for allowing me to work at the city for 43 years. And I'm just grateful to everybody here. And I actually asked my city family to be with me because my family's throwing me a big party next weekend. So I just want to thank y'all for being able to work here. Like I said, the first thing I do, I get my cars. I thank God for, allowing me to have this job with the city for so long. And I just want to tell you, I'm a very grateful employee here. Thank you.
Go on, girl, you're irreplaceable.
Come on.
God, I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah.
It's only because AT&T and all these other people won't do their damn job, but she's chasing them down.
How'd you sneak in the middle there?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Hey. Mayor, if you guys keep this up, you have to bring tissues.
That's right. Okay, let's move right into the mayor's update. So I just really have two things. The first is the weekend of February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is going to be a fairly historic weekend in the city of Orlando. On Sunday the 4th, we will hold the Pro Bowl again. We held that 3 years consecutively. It's been somewhere else the last couple of years, but it returns to the city of Orlando in a little different format. There's flag football and skills contest rather than an actual tackle football game, so it will be broadcast all around the country, all around the world, so very significant. And then on Friday, before that, we will have the opening of Judson's, which is the jazz club, and the final venue for the Dr. Phillips Center will open. And if that's not enough for a weekend, on Saturday, February 3rd, it'll be the most historic day because it will be the first city in the state of Florida to host the U.S. Olympic Team Trials Marathon. So what that means is the best of the best long-distance runners will be here in Orlando, representing America with the opportunity to go to Paris and represent the United States in the Olympics. So 375 athletes split between male and female. The top three in each group will move on to Paris, but it's going to be a really exciting weekend. We've had great community partners, Go Sports, and others that have been at our side, and our city staff, and everybody that's been involved in any way in helping put that on. Please stand. Let us give you some thanks. Yeah, wow, Jason, I thought it was going to be you and David there just for, I know there are other people involved, but so this involves, the lead runners will probably finish in a little over 2 hours, but others will last a little bit longer on the course. So that means that we will have streets that are closed for a pretty good period of time and 24 miles blocked off, but there's roughly an 8-mile lap, 6 to 8 mile lap that will be run a number of times, so it doesn't span an entire 26 miles. But still, there will be people that we've been trying very diligently to let know about the inconveniences that they may have on Saturday morning. But the best way to look at this, if you happen to be in the path, is this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the Olympic trials pass right by your front yard. How cool is that? So invite some folks over and enjoy that. And I want to thank Jason, Go Sports, and all of our staff for the really hard, important work that's been going on with that. Last thing that I have is end of this month, we'll be celebrating Commissioner Burns' birthday. So why don't we give him a happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Commissioner Burns. Happy birthday to you. Commissioner Burns is still happily celebrating those birthdays. Some of us are not as, we're celebrating, but not as happily celebrating.
Yeah, this would be the big 5-0.
Oh, okay. Okay, things don't really change, Commissioner. Your back aches a little bit more. You lose a little hair. Oops. Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda are a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. We give each of our commission members an opportunity to comment on items that are on the consent agenda, as well as update you on important happenings from their commission districts. We rotate the order that we do that. Commissioner Burns just happens to be first up today. Commissioner.
All right, thank you, Mayor. First, I'd just like to say thank you to the Mayor's MLK Commission for planning exciting week of events that took place. Their mission to strengthen our community by promoting Dr. King's legacy of service, equality, justice, peace, respect, and inclusion for all has been expressed through each event. I was honored to attend and be a part of the MLK parade that took place on Saturday, January 13th. Also on Monday, January 15th, I attended the Arthur Pappy Kennedy 33rd Annual Prayer Breakfast, where Ms. Mary Maxwell, who's a long-term resident of District 6, was presented with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I also attended the Great Day of Service, where we endeavored to pack 1 million meals at the Orange County Convention Center. So it was a great turnout. Thank you to all who came out to assist in that endeavor. Also, I would like to make a special acknowledgement again to the MLK Commission and Green Up Orlando for the seedlings for a civil rights event that took place at Gilbert McQueen Park in the heart of District 6. And then also I had the opportunity of being with the MLK Commission on Friday night, where they were acknowledged by the Orlando Magic for all the work that they do. So I'd just like to say thank you to Brandy, who's chaired this committee for years, as well as Marcia and her team for doing such a great job. Also on Wednesday, January 10th, I had the privilege to join Mayor Dyer at the Grand Avenue Neighborhood Center, where we welcomed the Ringling Brothers Circus to the Orlando community, and it was a joy to see so many smiles and excitement of the children who were able to take part in some of those activities. Also, I see in the audience one of the main things that we're looking to do in District 6 is to strengthen and empower our neighborhood associations. So I see one of our newest neighborhood association presidents, Ms. Dion Turner. So thank you, Dion, for being here, but also for stepping up. Her neighborhood association had been dormant for about 4 years, so she stepped up. So thank you again, Ms. Turner. On the agenda, well, upcoming events, I have my mobile office, satellite office hours, Wednesday, January 24th at the L. Claudia Allen Senior Center from 10 a.m. to 4. And then on the agenda, Mayor, I just want to acknowledge A1 and say thank you to all the citizens who agreed to volunteer their time on the Citizens Advisory Board. Thank you for serving our great city in that capacity. Also, I'd like to acknowledge and speak in support of the employment agreements, A2 and 3, one for Ms. Heather Bell and Leo Stoney, who work in my office. They do a great job, and it's a pleasure to serve alongside of them. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of words of thanks. Friday the 12th, I attended the groundbreaking for the UCF College of Nursing Pavilion, the new building out at Lake Nona in the Medical Center. And the goal there is to train and deliver 100 fully trained, capable nurses per year to Central Florida. So a great opportunity. But when you looked at, they talked about the funding, and Dr. Phillips Foundation put up $10 million, and Orlando Health and Advent Health contributed mightily to it. So it just reminded me, among other things, how lucky we are as a community to have foundations and not-for-profits that contribute and give back to our community. So we're very lucky to have those folks, and that was quite an event, exciting time out there. Also, as Commissioner Burns said, on the 13th, attended the ML King Parade. So thanks to the JCs for hosting that and organizing that. It's quite an effort, but it was a lot of fun, and thanks to those folks. And then on last Wednesday, the 14th, attended the annual Orlando Economic Partnership Dinner, the James B. Green Award, where Tom Cinema was given the James B. Green Award, and primarily for his efforts with Lift Orlando, which I think by any measure has been a huge success. So congrats to him. Coming up, some of you may have heard, my liaison officer, Edgar Malave, is going to retire. And Edgar is kind of special. He was with me since day one, so he's been with me for 12 years. But we found before I do that, we're having a little going away for him Wednesday out at the Dockside Event Center next to Canvas Restaurant in Laureate Park. So if anybody would like to attend, we'd love to have you, 6 to 7:30 Wednesday, to come and say goodbye to Edgar. But we found a replacement. Didn't take long. We found top-notch Mr. David Evangelista hiding in the corner. David, give us a wave. Yep, David's has the duty. I convinced him to come to work with me, so we'll see how that works out. But David, thanks for your efforts. But we're looking forward to it. We wish Edgar well. He did a fabulous job for the community in District 1, and he's going to retire, and he and his wife are going to move to upstate New York and enjoy the snow. So if he's around, this is last week. If you get a chance to see him, say goodbye to him. But he's been great. So everything on the consent agenda I'm in favor of, Mayor. So with that, I'll turn it over.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Saturday, January 13th, my team and I joined the City Commission for the 40th Annual Downtown Orlando MLK Parade. I just want to thank the Southwest Orlando JCs for organizing this great event commemorating MLK Jr. and his fight for equality. And Marcia, thanks a lot for everything. And Reggie, where's Reggie also? So thank you so much. It was a great parade, had a lot of fun. Saw a lot of friends that I haven't seen in a while. So on Tuesday, January 16th, I joined Dover Manor for their annual HOA meeting. Thank you to the residents of Dover Manor for allowing me the opportunity to highlight upcoming District 2 events and updates. Wednesday, January 17th, I joined Ventura Country Club for the first Neighborhood Watch meeting ever. I want to thank our new Neighborhood Watch specialist, Arlene Valdez, Corporal Keith Hernandez, who's here with us today, Sergeant Nick Collins, and Officer Zapata for attending and encouraging community policing in our neighborhoods for a safer district. Thursday, January the 18th, my team and I attended the Tri-County League of Cities luncheon, and I want to give a huge thanks to Lisa Portelli and Anina Quarantello for giving an awesome presentation on homelessness, on also what the future holds for us as we come together with the whole region. Not only, it's not just going to be the city of Orlando, it's going to be the whole region who's going to be working on homelessness to help our homeless people in so many ways, and great things are coming down the pipe, so just stay tuned. And the Government Academy, starting on March 5th, registration is pretty easy. It's just call us at 407-246-2899 and give us your email, and we'll go ahead and hook you up for great time learning about the U.S. and the way we do business. With that, Mayor, give my time.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Commissioners. I want to echo also the great work of the MLK Parade. Marcia, thank you very much, and to you and your staff, and of course Brandy Hand and the work that they do. It's a great team effort, and what's neat about it is seeing all the different groups come together for this one common cause, and so we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Tony, thank you for your work with Tri-County League of Cities. As always, you did a great job in leadership, but the idea of bringing in the homelessness and getting city officials to talk a little bit from community-wide, just in our area, is important, and I appreciate. I was honored to be there with it and look forward to the upcoming seminar for the Tri-County. So thank you very much for what you've done. On January 12th, we had a ribbon cutting for the new juice stand over in Packing District. So if you haven't had a chance, go by there and don't ask for juice, ask for coffee. That's going to be over at the juice stand. The name of the juice stand comes from the original juice stand that Dr. Phillips put there at the corner of Highway 441 and Princeton Streets. I get a chance to go over today when they're officially open. They did the grand opening on the 12th and the ribbon cutting. It's been great. The leadership over there is really excited about being there, and they've had a great day today so far, which I'm really excited about. The Florida League of Cities the Florida Legislature session has started, and I've been sending out updates every week, every Friday, try to do that during the course of the session. If you're not getting those updates and you'd like to, just contact my office and give us your email. We're glad to send it to you. Next week is the FLC, or the Florida League of Cities legislative days, and Commissioner Ortiz and I will be up there, and I think Commissioner Hill, are you going to plan on going up during that time? If you are, for the Florida League of Cities. So I know that you're up there often for that. So we're looking forward to going up there and advocating for our city. So last week we had the opening of the Gravity Tap Room, the official ribbon cutting. Excited about that in downtown Orlando. It's in the North Quarter. And we're looking forward to trying to get some of the businesses in the North Quarter together to try to see what we can do in that community to help promote that community, that particular portion. Happy birthday to Lisa Lottie, and let me also share special thanks on the Olympic trials. So Jason, thank you for the work that you have done, your leadership. It means a great deal to our city, and most importantly, I think it will send a signal throughout our entire country that we're ready to take on these events again post-COVID. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Some upcoming events, I mentioned it last time, but Lake Silver's having their Gator Baby Shower this week to help raise a little bit of awareness about some of their new stuff they're doing over at Lake Silver Elementary. Orlando Museum of Art, OMART, is having their centennial event on the 26th. And then, of course, Audubon Park Garden District is having their annual bird call coming up on February 1st. Another opportunity as the weather gets a little bit better, a little bit nicer, a chance for us to promote our individual areas. So special thanks to Kevin and to Leanne Snipes. Those two are people that we will certainly miss. Congratulations to them, but they have left a wonderful legacy, and they have left a good example to follow. So I appreciate that. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and I'm really going to miss Edgar. Edgar and Eddie worked very closely together, and I don't think people realize how important the community liaisons are to our districts. They do so much in terms of crime prevention, in terms of outreach to the community, and Edgar, I think, is the senior liaison, and he is very much going to be missed. And I would just like to give a little bit of admonishment to OPD. You need to treat people a little bit kinder, because you don't need to be running these folks off, because they do an amazing job for us. And sometimes the chain of command doesn't seem to understand the importance of the liaisons. They don't just drive us around. They do a very important function in terms of working with this community. So I want to thank Edgar for his many, many years of service. And I just want to tell OPD, you have an amazing asset in these liaisons. So please understand that and respect the job that they do. Thank you. I too will miss Kevin Houlihan. He's been very, integral in solid waste, but my heart belongs to Leanne Snipes. I don't know what I will do without my go-to gal. Anybody who has ever dealt with utility companies working in our right-of-way, it is a challenge, it is a problem, and they never ever call people back. Leanne would get on it like a dog on a bone. She would not let them get out of doing the necessary repair work. And I don't know what we're going to do without her, but because of Leanne Snipes, those things got picked up. When the irrigation systems got broken, they got fixed. All those things that annoy residents when utilities are doing that kind of work, it happened because Leanne was there for so many years, and she's just simply irreplaceable. And I'm certainly going to miss her. And no offense to her replacement, but I do think she's irreplaceable. And Corey, I know there's some big shoes to fill there, but I know you've got some losses there, man. But we have some really great, amazing, dedicated people here at the City of Orlando, and they do wonderful work day in, day out, and they don't get nearly enough credit for the amount of work that they do. And people love to complain about, people in public service and everything like that. But you know what? 99% of the time they get it right. Let's not concentrate on the 1% of the time something goes wrong. So again, wonderful people who will be very, very much missed. On the agenda today, the Lake Olive drain well. I know my residents have been looking forward to this for a long time, especially when they're freaking out about, hurricanes and flooding and things like that. So I'm glad to see that on the agenda today. And also on item C4, the marathon in Orlando. That's an amazing, amazing event. Most of it's happening in District 4. So if you are in Lake Eola Heights, Lawsona Fern Creek, Lake Davis, or Bel Air, you are going to be impacted, okay? It is going to be inconvenient. It's also super cool. So the information about the road closures are on orlando.gov. If you have any concerns about it, please look at it. We're going to all the neighborhood meetings and reaching out and telling people. And I know Jim Young's been doing a great job of informing folks. But you know what? There's always going to be somebody that says they didn't know. You can't not know. There's going to be road closures. It's going to be inconvenient. Please make sure you know the route and prepare ahead of time. This is an Olympic trial, so it is going to be a closed course. A lot of people are used to the marathons and things where they will open up the course. This is going to be closed course, so you're not going to be able to get through on that 8-mile loop. So closures are going to occur all day. Familiarize yourself with these routes. But this is kind of cool. In high school, I know a lot of people, I'm not exactly the biggest jock, but I actually ran cross country in high school, and this is really a dream come true for me. John Hughes was my coach in high school, and I know this is a lifelong dream for John and Betsy, with the track shack. So we are going to have the elite marathon runners in the country here in Orlando for an amazing experience. So let's be smart, let's prepare and have an amazing experience that day, because to have that here in Orlando is really, really something. And like I say, it's been a long time since I've run even a half marathon, but it's a pretty cool thing to have here in Orlando. But the biggest message I can say is prepare, because it's going to be inconvenient, but it's going to be super cool at the same time. And that's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hill.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer, and good afternoon, everyone. Just talking about a few things on the agenda that I am also supporting. And thank you also, Commissioner Ortiz, for the work that you're doing on our Tri-City League, and especially bringing forth the awareness when it comes to homelessness, and homelessness not just being a city issue, but we know a national issue, but more so bringing on that tri-county component and seeing what we can do to put things in place. I'd like to talk more about you with that. I think I bring a wealth of knowledge and information to add on to that dialogue, if possible, somewhere down the road at the tri-county component. So if you need my services, I'll be glad to work with you on that. It's near and dear to me, and it helps out District 5 and Paramore, seriously. With that also being said, I'd like to also offer my congratulatories on with Leanne and also Mr. Kevin on 84 years. Wow, that is, as Commissioner Sheehan stated, a long time to serve a great city, and I'm certain our city is going to be, is greater because of it. And Corey, thank you for your leadership. Yes, it is. 84 years isn't something that you can just concur, but you have folks there now that still have that same type of tenure. And I like to think great leaders prepare for the future. And I know those two responsible and committed stewards that we had there in Public Works have prepared the next generation to continue to lead the city. How old is our city? 140-something plus years old? So anytime we leave this dais, or whoever leaves the department, the city will continue on, but they will be missed. But with that also been said, I am excited to see B10, which is the purchase of 1203 West Gore Street being purchased to make it a administrative office for Keep Orlando Beautiful and a few others, which is a very important building when it comes to Black Orlando. One of our first builders that really start building here with the venues and offering a multitude of jobs and apprenticeship training was the owner of that building up until he got ill, and that was Bob Burns. And to see the city being able to purchase that building and reactivate it here in the city with so many great employees, once again, that's helping us to continue to move the city along. So I'm very well in support of that. I was didn't know it was happening until it happened, but I was somewhat mindful and afraid what was to become of that building when I saw that it was up for sale. So, as again, Lori Botts, and through your leadership, Mayor Dyer, great choice and decision, and I support it fully. Also on C1, I am in support of, it's in the MPB, but it is for affordable housing complex, something that we haven't done, I know, since my tenure, but I would say in close to 40-plus years, there in the Ivy Lane corner, any type of affordable housing or development has happened in that corner, outside of back in Mabel Butler Reserve when we did the 52 homes with the partnership of housing, what is, goodness gracious, Habitat for housing. So I'm glad to see these units come up and look forward to continued growth there. It reminds me of Mercy Drive when we chose Ability Housing to come and start an affordable housing complex there, and they said, why would you develop in Mercy Drive? And now because of that one development, all of the progress that have taken place there in Mercy Drive because of that one project, and how the community mindset and the children lives have been enhanced. And now I think we're 4 affordable complexes in that vulnerable community because of that one project. And this is what I see this project being, is that conduit there in that Ivy Lane corner to transitional rehabilitations on the homes, more services coming to our seniors there in that corner. I know you're there, Commissioner, through Orange Blossom Health, and it reminds me when they said, no, we don't want our health care. This is for homeless, this is for the poor. And now that is one of the most attended, I think, affordable health care facilities, I would say, in Central Florida. Every time I go there, the parking lot is full. And we did get a little pushback on this project, but sometimes we must push ahead when we know it's the right thing to do. And I think this project is the right thing to do when we know we have an affordable housing crisis throughout the nation, but here in the city of Orlando, that's truly affordable. And this project is truly affordable. And Becky, thank you for coming out and explaining this project 2 weeks ago to the community. and you all have my full support on this. I attended, as many of the commissioners, along with Mayor Dyer, many of the MLK Commission, Mayor Dyer MLK Commission projects, from the kickoff here at City Hall over to the Unitarian Church, all the way to the Pappy Kennedy breakfast, the luncheon, the FAMU forum. What a great week of honoring Martin Luther King, Mayor Dyer, with your commission, and just being that visionary almost 20 plus years ago on pushing this forward. And it was a very informative, as was stated, I think, by Commissioner Ortiz, seeing great community leaders, and then our up-and-coming generation throughout the area of being that dream that I think Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Hoped for, and that wasn't community that was all black. When we went to all of these events, it was a mixed event of people that just want to do good work for the greater good for mankind, and that's what made it so special to me, especially in divisive times that we have, which just was a unified effort here in the city of Orlando and in surrounding areas that came together. Talking about inclusion, on January 23rd here in District 5, the Orlando Magic will be hosting the Magic of Inclusion Acceptance Luncheon. It is to honor Joe and Renee Ingalls of Culture City, and it is to inform and bring people aware to this nonprofit that's leading the way when it comes to sensory inclusion. I think oftentimes we forget about inclusion and we just think about equity and color and certain other barriers, but that sensory inclusion is special to me also, and it's become something that's even more special for me now that I have a young grandson that has been diagnosed with autism. And they are special kids. They're great kids, but they have special needs. And to see these nonprofits in the Orlando Magic really focusing on these invisible disabilities, I commend them, and I look forward to a lot of the great things that they're going to do with those funds and this particular nonprofit. And I know our city mayor, I've spoken with Lisa early, and it's premature, but our recreation center is becoming a little bit more enhanced when it comes to these sensory inclusive programs. On January 24th, over at the great Jones High School, I say that because Commissioner Burns is a Jones High Tiger, a few days younger than myself, a few classes behind, but they will be having from 4:40 to 7:30 p.m. a job expo, and we'll have colleges there, university representatives that will be giving out scholarships on site. I will say this again, scholarships on site. You can bring your SAT and your ACT scores, your resume. There's still time to to take your SAT and ACT, so don't hesitate to come if you haven't completed that as yet. Just bring your unofficial transcripts, some letters of recommendations, and a personal essay on why I want to attend college. And I always state, college is the greatest equalizer. Education, period. Doesn't have to be college. Can be technical or whatever component. But as long as you have some type of skill set, that is the greatest equalizer. Whether you live in District 1 throughout District 6. You got a solid skills or degree, the sky's the limit. Then on February the 2nd, in District 5 at our Callahan Neighborhood Center, we'll be having local business owners, professional athletes, engineers, and other scholars that have partnered with us to create a discussion panel for the purpose of becoming aware of the problems that's facing our inner city, and I like to say not at risk, but at promise youth. And they'll be working with these places. I truly believe in order to behold it, sometimes you have to touch, feel, and see it. So we're bringing these great community stewards into the Paramore area to speak with our young adults that are at promise, to find out some of their challenges, find out some of their obstacles, and also give them some pointers and engage them on how did the next person get there. And because most of these folks that we're bringing on board grew up in the same conditions that the students and the kids there in the Paramore area have. So it's doable, and we want them to know that it is. Success is for them also. So thank you, Curtis Manning, our center director, for helping to put this together. Anyone, this is not just for District 5, this is for any youth throughout the city or county, our organization that might want to bring their young adults to participate in this very important dialogue. Because I would say if we ask Chief Smith that he's having more arrests from 13, 14, 15-year-olds than he did when he started as a OPD officer. And so we want to try to catch them while they're young versus have to deal with it at an older and a more costly cost, because we know murders are up with our juveniles. You know, I hate to call a thing, but this type of work is so very important. And lastly, I would state on February the 17th, I've partnered with, over in your district, Commissioner Stewart. Not trying to cross over, but you got some good stuff going on over there, so I went and got a little bit for myself. Over at the Concord Career Institute on that Saturday, February the 17th. It's called Making Orlando Smile, and it's at 3421 Lawton Road. They're right behind Fashion Square. From 7:30 to 5:30, please bring all your children for free dental cleanings. Space is limited, so please register at concord.fyi/orlandosmile.com, or you can call my office and they will be able to assist you with that. And with that, Mayor, I'll move the agenda forward.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, if you were just here for consent agenda and have somewhere else you would like to be for the rest of the meeting, now would be the best time for you to do that. Okay, Ken, you're up. Let's move to hearings, ordinances, second reading, number 1.
Ordinance number 2023-34, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to parking as accessory use, amending Chapter 58, Part 5A, Land Development Code, entitled General Requirements, amending Chapter 61, Part 3A, Land Development Code, entitled Off-Street Parking, amending Chapter 66 of the Land Development Code, entitled Definitions, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Do we have any cards for testimony?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2.
Ordinance number 2023-51, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 6 of the Land Development Code, entitled Definitions, by amending the definition of substantial enlargement, providing severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second Commissioner Hill. Any cards?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3.
Ordinance number 2024-1, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to signs, amending Chapter 62, Part 3, Land Development Code, entitled Appearance Review Standards, amending Chapter 6, Part 4, Land Development Code, entitled Specially Planned Areas, amending Chapter 64, Part 1, Land Development Code, entitled Introduction and General Requirements, amending Chapter 64, Part 2C, Land Development Code, entitled Specific On-Site Signs, amending Chapter 64, Part 7, Land Development Code, entitled Temporary Signs, amending Chapter 64, Part 8, Land Development Code, entitled Special Signs Districts, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Burns, second by Commissioner Stewart. Do we have any cards?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Number 4.
Ordinance number 2024-2, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending provisions of the Land Development Code to update the available bonuses for low and very low income housing developments, providing legislative findings for and severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Commissioner Burns, second by Commissioner Stewart. Do we have any cards for testimony?
No speakers, Mayor.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Ordinances, first read, number 1.
Ordinance number 2024-4, an ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Part 1, Chapter 15, Orlando City Code to modify Section 15.03 relating to sustainability, building benchmarking requirements, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Stewart. Any cards?
No speakers, Mayor.
No testimony. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2.
Ordinance number 2024-5, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to regional public facility signage, approving an amendment to sign plan for Amway Center, now known as the Kia Center, Geico Garage, and Advent Health Training Center for the Orlando Magic pursuant to Section 64.320 Orlando City Code, providing for conflicts, penalties, severability, corrections, and Scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Any requests for testimony?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3.
Ordinance number 2024-6, an ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to Florida Building Code, amending Article 1, Chapter 13, Orlando City Code to adopt the Florida Building Code, 8th edition, 2023, providing local administrative amendments to the Florida Building Code and ultimate designed wind speed for buildings and other structures within the city, providing for transmittal to the Florida Building Commission, severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Any cards for participation?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Number 4.
Ordinance number 2024-7, an ordinance amending Chapter 8, City Code Aviation to authorize Greater Orlando Aviation Authority to arrange for the provision of crash and rescue services at Orlando Executive Airport, providing legislative findings, definitions, penalties, and for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Any cards?
No speakers, Mayor.
No speakers. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and so the motion carries. That concludes the agenda business for today. Ed, would you get us ready for general appearance?